Have you ever noticed this? After turning 60, so many people still go for their daily walks. Yet their bodies don't really feel any better. They wake up with stiff joints. The first few steps out of bed feel unsteady. Their breathing is still shallow and rushed. And deep down, there's always that quiet worry. How much strength do I really have left? In my clinic, the sentence I hear most often is not, "Doctor, I don't exercise enough." It's this: "I walk every day, so why do I feel weaker?" Here's the truth. The problem isn't whether you move. The problem is how your body is responding to that movement. After 50, 60, even 70, the body no longer learns the way it used to. Your heart, lungs, nervous system, and joints don't need more pressure. They need to be retrained. Many older adults are unknowingly training their bodies for fatigue, not recovery. They move while their body is tense. They breathe while their nervous system is on high alert. And they hope that as long as they log enough minutes, their health will improve. But that's not how aging physiology works. Modern science is very clear on this. Lasting strength in older age doesn't come from intensity. It comes from the right coordination between movement, breathing, and the nervous system. When you move in a way that makes your body feel safe, blood vessels open up, heart rhythm settles, joints begin to glide more smoothly, and the brain returns to a clear, focused state. My name is Dr. David Warren, and I'm 60 years old. After more than 3 decades working with older adults, I've noticed something fascinating. The patients who stay strong the longest aren't the ones who exercise the most. They're the ones who move the smartest. They know when to slow down, they know when to listen to their breath, and they know when their body needs to be gently woken up, not pushed. In today's video, I want to share a completely different way of looking at movement after 60. No heavy workouts, no chasing performance, just simple, intentional movements that help your body regain stability, strength, and confidence, even well into your 70s. If you've ever felt that, walking doesn't really make you feel stronger. Your body has become more cautious with movement, and there's a quiet fear of falling or losing control. Then stay with me, because chances are you're not getting weaker. You just haven't been guided the right way to grow stronger. Idea 1. Slow movement is how you wake up a sleeping nervous system. After 60, the fastest thing to decline isn't muscle. It's communication between the brain and the body. In other words, the brain is still there. The muscles are still there. But the signals travel slower, get scrambled, or drop out. The reason lies in the autonomic nervous system. When you move fast, abruptly, or while stressed, your body interprets it as danger. Immediately, heart rate goes up. Muscles tighten too. Protect you joints lose smoothness. Breathing becomes shallow, slow. Controlled movement sends a completely different message to the brain. You're safe. When the brain receives that safety signal, the parasympathetic nervous system activates blood vessels. Relaxed joints begin to release, and the body relearns smooth coordination. That's why moving slowly the right way can be more powerful than moving fast the wrong way. When my patients practice slow movement daily, they tell me very similar things. "Doctor, I don't feel dizzy when I stand up anymore. My first steps in the morning feel lighter. I feel more stable when I turn." What's important is this: they didn't exercise longer. They just moved slower, with awareness. The biggest benefit isn't explosive strength. It's regaining control of the body, which is what older adults fear losing most. You don't need complicated exercises. Start right inside your daily routine. When standing up from a chair, pause for 1 second. Exhale slowly, then stand. When walking, feel your foot connect with the ground. Don't rush. When turning, turn your whole body, not just your lower back. Just 5-10 minutes a day, fully focused on your breath-body sensations. Stability. I often tell my older patients this: your body doesn't need to be pushed, it needs to be guided. If you've become more cautious with movement, that's not weakness. That's your body asking for safety. And slow movement is the simplest way to answer that request. Idea 2. Your breathing decides whether you grow stronger or weaker after 60. Many older adults are still active, but they're breathing incorrectly without realizing it. After 50 or 60 of you, breathe fast, breathe shallow, Breathe mostly into your chest. Your brain reads that as hidden stress. And when the brain thinks you're stressed, it shifts the body into defense mode. That leads to blood vessels tightening, unnecessary heart rate spikes, constant muscle tension, reduced balance, slow, deep, steady breathing, especially with a longer exhale, activates the vagus nerve, which brings the body back into recovery mode. Simply put, breathing is the fastest switch from alert to safe. When my patients adjust their breathing while moving, they notice changes quickly. They can walk longer without feeling breathless. Less lightheadedness when standing. Less shaking when changing direction. A calmer, steadier heartbeat under stress. For adults over 60, proper breathing directly improves balance because the brain is no longer flooded with stress signals. You can practice this today. No equipment needed. Breathing while moving lightly. Inhale through your nose for 3 seconds. Exhale through your mouth for 5-6 seconds. Move slowly to match that rhythm. If standing still, place one hand on your belly. Feel it rise as you inhale. Lower slowly as you exhale. Just 3 to 5 minutes sends a powerful signal to the brain. Everything is okay. I always remind my older patients, if you can't control your breath, you can't control your movement. Don't worry about doing it perfectly. Just remember one rule. Exhale longer than you inhale. Your body will take it from there. Idea 3. Falls don't happen because your legs are weak, but because the brain loses its map. When people think about falls in older age, they usually blame weak legs, thinning thigh muscles, bad knees. But in geriatric medicine, the most common cause is actually loss of body position awareness. Your internal sense of where you are in space. Your brain constantly needs answers to 3 questions. Where am I? Am I upright or leaning? How are my feet touching the ground? After 60, if you rarely change direction, rarely stand on one leg, rarely shift your weight, the brain stops getting updated information. Then one small change, a quick turn, a misstep, a slippery floor, is enough for the brain to react half a second too late. And that half second is when falls happen. Falls come from disconnection, not weakness. When body awareness improves, older adults often notice turning feels safer, stepping down feels more confident, standing at the sink feels steadier, less startled when lightly bumped. Many patients tell me, I don't feel stronger, I feel more solid. And that feeling of solidity is the foundation of safety. You don't need risky exercises. Start small. Stand near a table or wall. Gently shift weight from left foot to right. Hold 5 to 10 seconds each side. Breathe slowly, eyes forward as you improve. Lightly lift one foot 1 to 2 inches off the floor. Hold for a few breaths. Lower it slowly. Just 2 to 3 minutes a day, and the brain begins rebuilding its internal map. I always tell my patients, don't wait until you fall to train balance. Balance isn't something you're born with. It's a skill that needs daily reminders. And the good news is this, even at 70, the brain can relearn if you teach it the right way. Doi jai la bandich sang tieng an, phong kach van noi tun hien, jung yong ngoi, mai giu kam gyak bak sinoi, chuyen cham rai, voi ben han lon toi, kong van viet kong, kong hok thuat. Ngon noi dung gok, idea 4. Why some people move more and get stiffer, while others move and feel smoother. So many older adults say this to me, Doctor, the more I move, the stiffer my joints feel. It sounds backwards, but physiologically it makes perfect sense. Your joints are not metal hinges. They're living systems, nourished by joint fluid, alternating pressure and release. Nervous system signals, when you move too fast, too forcefully, or while tense, the body's first priority is protection. So it responds by tightening the muscles around the joint, reducing range of motion, limiting joint fluid circulation. The result? The more you move, the drier and stiffer the joint feels. But when you move slowly, smoothly, and with relaxed breathing, the joint receives a very different message. It's safe to open. That's when joint fluid circulates evenly, cartilage gets nourished, and that smooth, easy feeling begins to return. When joints are moved the right way, older adults often notice. Stretching feels easier in the morning. Sitting down and standing up no longer feels stuck. That dull, achy pain gradually fades. Less fear of moving because of grinding or cracking sensations. Most importantly, they start trusting their body again. There's a simple rule I often teach my patients. Small range first, smooth first, bigger later. How to apply it? Start with very small movements. Don't force the joint to its end range. Exhale as the joint opens. Stop before pain shows up. For example, knees, gentle bend and straighten, just a few degrees. Shoulders, slow circles with a small radius. Spine, very light torso, rotation or no jerking. Just 5 minutes per joint, and you'll often get a better response than you expect. I always tell my older patients, your joints don't hate movement, they hate being forced. If you've ever been afraid to move because of stiffness, remember this. The problem isn't that you're moving wrong, you're just moving out of sync with your physiology. Idea 5. Your morning sets up 70% of your strength for the entire day after 60. After 60, the body doesn't switch on as quickly as it used to. Right after waking up, circulation is still slow. The nervous system is very sensitive. Joints and connective tissue are still cold. Blood pressure is more likely to fluctuate. If you jump out of bed too quickly, start moving a lot right after coffee, check your blood pressure and immediately feel anxious. Your body experiences a mild physiological shock, and that shock causes the heart to work harder, blood vessels to tighten, the body to stay in defensive mode for hours. But when the morning is guided in the right sequence, the nervous system eases into the day smoothly. Prepare, activate, stabilize. This is a biological principle many people overlook. Patients over 60 who adjust their morning rhythm often notice fewer blood pressure spikes, less dizziness when standing, a lighter, clearer feeling in the morning, less fatigue throughout the day, without doing more. Many tell me, I don't understand it. I only change my mornings and my whole day feels different. In reality, they just stop scaring their body in the first few minutes. You don't need more time, just a better order. First 5 minutes after waking, sit up slowly, place your feet on the floor. Take 3-5 deep breaths. Longer exhales. Next 5 minutes. Gentle movement. Slow neck rotations. Opening and closing the shoulders. Light knee bends. Then start your normal routine, just 10 minutes, and the body responds very differently. I often tell my older patients, mornings aren't for testing yourself. They're for establishing safety. Start the day right, and your body cooperates all day. Start rushed, and your body pushes back with fatigue. Idea 6. Consistency matters more than intensity after 60. After 60, the body doesn't respond well to short bursts of effort. The nervous system, joints, and heart learn best from small signals repeated consistently. When you train too hard and then rest for days, the brain treats it as an unusual event. The body can't adapt properly. Joints respond with tension and pain. But when movement is light to moderate and consistent, the brain starts to optimize neural pathways, distribute energy more efficiently, keep the body in a stable, long-term state. Aging physiology favors consistency, not extremes. Older adults who maintain a gentle daily routine often notice fewer nagging aches, less quitting due to fatigue, a sense of control instead of pressure, quiet but steady improvement. Most importantly, they stop feeling like they're fighting aging. They move with their body, not against it. Set goals that are small, but don't skip. 10-15 minutes a day. Same time each day. Same breathing rhythm. No rushing progress on tired days. Reduce range. Reduce repetitions. Don't quit entirely. Consistency is what truly builds strength. I often tell my patients over 60, you don't exercise to look young again. You exercise to keep control of your body. And that control is built one day at a time, not in a few motivated bursts. If you've stayed with me this far, you've probably realized something important. Aging doesn't weaken you as fast as you think. How you treat your body matters far more. After 60, your body no longer needs harder workouts, more effort, pushing yourself to younger standards. What it truly needs is slow, intentional movement, breath that leads instead of forcing, stability instead of intensity, and above all, a sense of internal safety. In this video, we covered 6 key foundations. Why slow movement opens the nervous system. Why breathing is the strongest switch for balance in blood pressure. Why falls come from lost connection, not weak legs. How to move joints so they feel smoother, not stiffer. Why mornings matter more than you think, and why true strength comes from consistency, not intensity. I'm Dr. David Warren, and if there's one message I want you to remember, it's this. Your body isn't betraying you. It's responding to how you use it. You don't need to do everything at once. Just choose one small thing today. Breathe a little slower. Stand up a little more gently. Move with a bit more awareness, and tomorrow, do it again. If you found this helpful, subscribe and join me in future videos where we'll keep talking about how to protect your strength, clarity, and control as you age. Disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only and does not replace personalized medical advice. If you have medical conditions or specific health concerns, please consult your healthcare provider before applying these practices.